Good morning. Welcome to Morning Special. 여러분 안녕하세요. 12월 23일 월요일 최수진의 Morning Special입니다. We live in an ever-evolving world. Things tend to change all the time, from the way we talk and dress to concepts regarding roles. Well, one such change is determining who does what when it comes to raising a child. 기저귀 교환 때가 여자 화장실에만 있어서 아이를 돌볼 때 난감했어요. 어린이 보호구역 표지판에는 왜 치마 입은 여성만 아이 손을 잡고 있나요? 공간을 표시할 때 왜 항상 여성은 분홍, 남성은 파랑인가요? 네, 최근 서울시 여성가족재단 홈페이지에 올라온 시민들의 의견입니다. 서울시 여성가족재단은요, 다양한 시민 의견을 바탕으로 한 서울시 성평등 공간 사전을 발표했는데요. 조사 결과 참가자의 95%인 1,154명이 일상생활 중 성차별적이라고 느낀 시설, 표지판, 장소 등을 본 적이 있다고 답했다고 합니다. 청취자 여러분, 여러분이 판단하시는 성차별적인 사회시설 어떤 것이 있나요? Hopefully the day when we don't have to even question things like that will come soon. With that in mind, let me give you the quiz question to start us off on this Christmas Eve. When a baby's diaper is dirty, we usually say, I need to change the baby. And that means you need to do this. 1번, replace the dirty diaper with a clean one. 2번, replace the baby with another one. 3번, replace the baby's name. 오늘도 청취자 여러분의 많은 참여 기다리고 있습니다. 퀴즈 정답 보내주신 분들 중에 추첨을 통해서 총 5분께 뉴욕타임스 1개월 구독권 보내드리겠습니다. 여러분의 소식과 소감 그리고 방송 중 궁금한 질문 있으시면 보내주세요. 짧은 문자 50원, 긴 문자 100원에 샵 1045로 보내주시고요. 반디 게시판이나 카카오톡 플러스 이용도 가능합니다. Okay then, let's kick off today's show with today's global headlines. 세계 각국 언론사들의 어떤 헤드라인이 올라왔는지 살펴보는 시간입니다. Touch Global Headlines.
North Korea has expanded a factory linked to the production of long-range nuclear missiles, according to a new analysis of satellite images.
북한이 최근 장거리 미사일 생산과 연관된 공장을 확장했다는 위성 사진 분석 결과가 미국에서 나왔습니다.
Indian authorities have stepped up phone and mobile internet shutdowns in efforts to thwart protests over a new citizenship law.
인도에서 시민권법 개정안 반대 시위가 격화하자 당국이 전화망과 인터넷 통신 차단 구역을 확대했습니다.
More than 56,000 weapons have been handed to authorities in New Zealand in the last 6 months through a buyback scheme.
뉴질랜드 정부가 지난 6개월간 민간 총기를 사들이는 바이백 프로그램을 진행한 결과 5만 6천여 정의 총기를 거둬들였습니다.
A Pakistani university lecturer has been sentenced to death for having insulted the Prophet Muhammad and the Quran in 2013.
파키스탄의 한 대학 강사가 SNS에서 이슬람교 창시자 무하마드와 경전인 쿠란을 모욕했다가 사형 선고를 받았습니다.
A former government minister in Thailand has reportedly tried to run away from a car accident he was involved in.
태국의 전직 장관이 교통사고를 낸 뒤 뺑소니를 시도하다가 망신을 당했습니다. And for the headlines and more, I'm joined by Steve. Good morning.
It's Christmas Eve, Eve.
That's right.
Oh, how was your weekend?
It was all right.
Just all right?
I was feeling a little sick, so it could have been better. How was yours?
Oh, it was wonderful, but I'm sorry to hear that you're not feeling well on the eve of Christmas.
I'll get better as Christmas approaches.
Just a cold?
Yeah.
Okay. Lots of water, lots of hot soups, lots of orange juice, and maybe straight to bed after the show today.
I'm going to try, absolutely.
I had a really nice weekend. Friday night, I did a staycation. You taught me an expression at the end of last week off air.
Okay, what was it?
It's when people come back from vacation.
Oh, yeah.
It's the...
여독.
Okay, so it's the feeling of going back to work.
Yeah.
So I had points that I needed to use at a hotel before the end of the year, or the points were going to disappear. So I booked a room for Friday night.
Lovely.
And it was lovely because they had this wonderful band playing in the hotel lobby, playing all kinds of Christmas music. I dressed up in my ugly Christmas sweater, which is a thing in the West.
Yeah.
I'll wear it.
Everyone has one.
I'll wear it maybe tomorrow for our listeners' sake. So I enjoyed that on Friday. Then Saturday was just all Christmas movies.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to go. I am ready
So did you get rid of that 여독?
Oh, yeah. Oh, please. Everybody do that if you can. It's amazing.
몇 주 전에 선생님이 이제 일주일간 휴가를 다녀오셨잖아요. 그래서 여독을 풀기 위해서 지난 주말에 또 잠깐의 뭐라 그럴까요? 그 호캉스? 네,
Yeah, right.
다녀오셨대요.
Staycation.
네, 그래서 이제 확실히 여독이 풀렸다.
Yeah.
이제는 일할 준비가 됐다라고 하셨는데, you're ready to work, but we're ready to rest because Christmas is around the corner.
Yeah, right. Talking about, who takes care of who in the house. When I was young, my mom was usually the last one home when I came home from school because my dad was a high school vice principal.
Oh.
So he was home quite early because school finishes in the afternoon, right? Sometimes mom would be home and sometimes dad would be home. And I would come home from school and I'd say, hi, and I would hear dad's voice, hi. Like, is mom home? Nope. Oh, no. And do you know why I said, oh, no?
Why?
Because that means dad's cooking dinner. And dad loved liver and onions.
Wow.
간와 양파. And it's fine now, but when you're a child, that is not number one on your desired list of things to eat for dinner.
그랬군요. 그래도 아버님이 되게 육아에게 헌신적으로 임하셨나 봐요. 항상 요리도 하시고 비록 그게 간 요리여서 어렸을 때 스티브 선생님이 싫어하셨겠지만 그래도 이제 어쨌든 부모가 같이 아이를 돌보는 게 정말 중요합니다.
Exactly. But now, I don't know, because of my childhood, when I eat sundae, I have to eat the kan with it.
Oh, really?
I have to have the liver with it. Maybe it's because of dad. Thanks, dad, for that. Yeah.
All right. Well, if you'd like to listen to the headlines again, you can do so by visiting our website. And keep those messages coming in. We'll have more time to introduce your messages in just a short while. 여러분이 보내주신 사연은요, 조금 후에 다시 또 소개해드리도록 하겠습니다. 자, 헤드라인 한번 살펴보죠.
Headline number one this morning, North Korea has expanded a factory linked to the production of long-range nuclear missiles, according to a new analysis of satellite images.
북한이 최근 장거리 미사일 생산과 연관된 공장을 확장했다는 위성 사진 분석 결과가 미국에서 나왔습니다.
So commercial satellite images from Planet Labs show a temporary structure at the site to accommodate the raising of a launcher arm. This is according to Jeffrey Lewis, who is the director of the East Asia Non-Proliferation Program at the Middlebury Institute of International Studies. This is one of the many pieces of evidence pointing in one direction, Mr. Lewis said in an interview. So this new evidence comes as U.S. military and intelligence officials are increasingly worried that North Korea is poised or ready to conduct a long-range missile test in the next few days or the next few weeks, an act that would really signal the final breakdown of diplomatic talks that President Donald Trump has hailed as a signature foreign policy achievement.
There is that deadline, of course, that North Korea has set, and that would be the end of this year. And unless some breakthrough happens within the next couple of days, there could possibly be, I don't know what, but, mayhem perhaps. And we don't want that to happen. The US definitely doesn't want that to happen.
Of course not, but Kim Jong-un's regime has recently warned of an imminent Christmas gift, quote-unquote Christmas gift to the United States, and the U.S. Air Force's top general in the Asia-Pacific region said last week that he believes that gift could be the test of a long-range ballistic missile.
그래요. 북한이 이제 연말 시한을 제시했었죠. 그래서 이제 미국 측에서는 어떻게 하면은 북한과의 지금 핵 문제에 대한 해결책을 마련할 수 있을까 고민을 많이 하고 있는 모습입니다. 그런 와중에 북한이 이제 크리스마스 선물을 준비하고 있다라고 했는데 이게 어떤 무언의 협박일 수도 있다. 이렇게 몇몇 전문가들은 보고 있는 것 같고요. 성탄절의 선물이 아니라 도발이 될 수도 있다. 이런 관측이 있는 거죠. 그런 와중에 지금 말씀하신 것처럼 미국에서 장거리 미사일 관련된 공장을 증축하고 있다라고 미국에서 보도를 했습니다.
Expanding a little bit on this facility, Mr. Lewis said that he and his team refer to this as the March 16 factory, and it produces both military and civilian vehicles. And according to him, and this is a quote, an expansion of the plant increases its capability to produce trucks for both civilian and military use. Until now, North Korea's limited ability to produce heavy-duty vehicle chassis or bodies has been a constraint on the development of a survivable intercontinental range ballistic missile program. But the expansion of this facility may represent an increase in North Korea's ability to produce domestic missile launchers and expand its ICBM force.
Well, Washington has been very busy these past few days trying to negotiate something within this region of Northeast Asia. Talks have been held between Korea and the US, Japan and the US, and China as well. All the countries taking part. But nothing has really come out of this. President Trump over the weekend had a phone call with the Chinese leader Xi Jinping, also the Japanese leader as well. So lots of efforts going on. But as we're saying, North Korea is progressing with its developments and the deadline is approaching.
And President Trump tweeted out earlier this month, Kim Jong-un is too smart and has too much to lose, everything actually, if he acts in a hostile way. He does not want to void his special relationship with the President of the United States or interfere with the U.S. presidential election in November. Many may see this as being a provocative tweet.
그렇군요. 북한의 크리스마스 도발을 막기 위한 다각도의 노력이 긴박하게 펼쳐지고 있는데요. 트럼프 대통령은 희망적이다 이렇게 얘기를 하고 있네요. 자, 다음으로 인도로 가보겠습니다.
Indian authorities have stepped up phone and mobile internet shutdowns in efforts to thwart protests over a new citizenship law.
인도에서 시민권법 개정안 반대 시위가 격화하자 당국이 전화망과 인터넷 통신 차단 구역을 확대했습니다.
So student-led protests that have strengthened a large section of the Indian public, they have been met with communications blocks in areas of New Delhi, in the eastern state of West Bengal, the northern city of Aligarh, and the entire state of Assam in the days since the controversial law was passed in parliament. In Aligarh, where police beat students and fired tear gas shells inside of a university last week, internet services on Saturday were cut off or suspended for the sixth consecutive day. The services were also barred in the capital of northern Uttar Pradesh, where 9 people have been killed statewide in protests since Friday.
네, 지금 이제 시위자들이 반대하고 있는 시민권법 개정안의 내용을 좀 간단하게 살펴보자면은요, 이제 파키스탄이라든지 아프가니스탄 등지에서 종교적인 박해를 피해 인도로 온 여러 종교의 신자들에게 인도 시민권 신청 자격을 주는 그런 개정안입니다. 그런데 여기에는 힌두교, 불교, 기독교, 시크교 뭐 여러 가지 종교의 신자들에게 이런 혜택을 준다라고 써 있는데 빠진 한 가지 종교가 있습니다. 바로 무슬림. 그러니까 이슬람 신자입니다. 바로 이 문제 때문에 인도 안에 있는 이제 무슬림 신자들 중에서 특히 학생 시위자들이 말이 안 된다라고 하는데요. 무려 2억 명 정도의 무슬림이 지금 시위에 나서고 있다고 합니다.
They say that internet shutdowns are one of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's favorite tactics, and authorities have interrupted internet services at least 102 different occasions so far this year. Back in 2018, if we go back a year or so, the hashtag Keep It On coalition, they work with the support of 191 organizations around the world and the nonprofit group Access Now. They reported that of the 196 internet shutdowns reported from 25 different countries, India was responsible for the majority. They had 134 different incidents. That's almost 67% of the world's documented shutdowns.
What's really surprising is that ever since the Modi government took power in 2014, there have been 360 cases of communication shutdowns.
Absolutely, yeah. It does happen very often. But India, we shouldn't say it's the only country in the world because it's not. In Egypt, for example, the government has blocked more than 500 websites in recent years. In Iran, when we saw the protests arise after gasoline prices, the government shut down internet access to the outside world there. In Pakistan, they've shut down Twitter and Facebook. In China, in the Xinjiang region, China has done the same thing.
네, 그렇습니다. 나렌드라 모디 총리가 이끄는 그 인도 정부는요, 이렇게 시위가 격화하자 인터넷뿐만 아니라 전화망, 이런 통신 차단 구역을 확대했습니다. 그런데 지금 스티브 선생님이 지적해 주신 것처럼 인도만 이렇게 통신망을 차단하는 것은 아니고요. 인도네시아 등 다른 나라에서도 이런 모습을 우리가 종종 볼 수는 있습니다만 자, 앞으로 어떻게 될지는 주목해야 되겠네요. 자, 다음 헤드라인은 뉴질랜드 소식입니다.
More than 56,000 weapons have been handed to authorities in New Zealand in the last 6 months through a buyback scheme.
뉴질랜드 정부가 지난 6개월간 민간 총기를 사들이는 바이백 프로그램을 진행한 결과 5만 6천여 정의 총기를 거둬들였습니다.
So this buyback scheme was launched when authorities banned semi-automatic weapons in response to the killing of 51 people at 2 different mosques in Christchurch. The ban was agreed by Parliament weeks after those shootings. Those shootings, by the way, were the worst in modern times in New Zealand. Anyway, about this program, it was launched in April, and here's how it works. In return for handing in your gun or your firearm, owners are compensated up to 95% of the original price of the weapons. The program itself ended on the 20th of December, and police have called it a huge success. A quote from Police Minister Stuart Nash, "We have taken well over 50,000 of these guns out of our community. That has to be a good thing."
네, 그렇습니다. 벌써 6개월이 지났는데요. 뉴질랜드 정부가 다 기억하시겠지만 지난 3월이었죠. 그때 크라이스트처치에서 백인 우월주의자가 이슬람 사원에 와서 이제 총기를 난사했고 50명 이상이 사망하는 그런 충격적인 사건이 있었습니다. 그 이후 이제 대대적인 불법 무기 규제에 나섰는데 그 중에 하나가 바로 이렇게 총기를 정부에다가 이렇게 반납을 하게 되면은요, 구매 가격의 95%를 돌려받을 수 있는 그런 buyback 프로그램이었는데, 이제 6개월이 지난 현 시점에서는 95%까지입니다. 최대. 이제 정확하게 그 금액을 받는 것이라고 할 수는 없겠지만요. 근데 지금까지 5만 6천여 정의 총기를 회수했다고 하고 있고요. 뉴질랜드 경찰은 이 buyback 프로그램이 굉장히 성공적이다 이렇게 얘기를 하고 있어요. The police in New Zealand say they are very successful. However, there are some people that question that.
And Nicole McKee is one of those people. She is the spokeswoman of the Council of Licensed Firearm Owners. She said, she was saying to the New Zealand Herald that she believes that there are some 170,000 illegal guns in the country. And speaking about gun owners, she said some of them are going to hide their firearms, some of them are protecting history, and some of them, a good portion of them, don't know what's going on. So yes, it does have its critics, but the police, again, they see it as a huge success.
그렇군요. 뉴질랜드에서 이제 그 합법적인 총기 소지자 회의라고 하는 그 총기 옹호 단체가 있다고 합니다. 이 단체의 니콜 맥키 대변인은 이렇게 지금 많이 회수된 것처럼 보도가 되고 있지만 사실 뉴질랜드에서 유통된 총기의 3분의 1 정도만 이번 프로그램에서 회수가 된 것이기 때문에 지금까지는 실패한 것이다 이렇게 보고 있더라고요. 그래서 여러 가지 좀 엇갈린 주장이 있습니다만 어쨌든 5만 6천여 정의 총기가 회수된 것만은 사실입니다. 자, 그러면 다음은 파키스탄에서 사형 선고를 받은 대학 강사가 있다고요?
A Pakistani university lecturer has been sentenced to death for having insulted the Prophet Muhammad and the Quran in 2013.
파키스탄의 한 대학 강사가 SNS에서 이슬람교 창시자 무하마드와 경전인 쿠란을 모욕했다가 사형 선고를 받았습니다.
So Junaid Hafiz was a lecturer at the Bahauddin Zakaria University in the central Pakistani city of Multan, and he had been accused of running a secret Facebook group and having insulted the Prophet Muhammad and the Quran, as the headline says, back in 2013. He was also accused of hosting a famous British novelist of Pakistani origin as a guest speaker and sharing blasphemous remarks against Islam during a lecture. If you want to know a little bit about him, Mr. Hafiz was a U.S. Fulbright scholar in 2009 and holds a master's from Jackson State University where he majored in U.S. literature, photography, and theater. A U.S. Religious Freedom Commission placed his name on its list of global victims in December. And what's happening in this court case, family and human rights groups have called the case a gross miscarriage of justice.
Right. But as you pointed out there, initially these comments were private and undisclosed, but it was at a public speech, I understand, that they became literally public, and it became such a huge issue that the lawyer that was working on behalf of Hafiz, he was shot dead in 2014 just for taking on this case.
Yeah, that's right. Rashid Rehman is his name. He had been threatened in court by religious leaders and other lawyers for even taking on the case, and he was shot and killed in his office. This blasphemy trial had been one of the most contentious in Pakistan over the years. It went on for more than 6 years. It had various delays. It had 7 different judges brought in. But Hafiz's lawyer, in the very beginning, he alleged that during the trial, the prosecutor had not presented concrete evidence against Hafiz, but instead warned the judge that he was against Islam, and that in Pakistan the case was very sensitive. A quote from the lawyer at the time said, "It was the point I realized that they were just using the religious card, which was immoral and unethical precedent in the court."
네, 그렇습니다. 하피즈는 미국에서 공부를 했어요. 미국 문학, 사진, 연극 공부해서 석사학위를 받고 이제 파키스탄에서 영문학 강사로 출강을 하고 있었는데요. 2013년에 페이스북에서 비공개 그룹을 통해 이제 모하메드와 코란을 모욕했다고 합니다. 이게 이제 공개적으로 좀 공유가 되면서 문제가 된 것이고요. 6년간의 재판 끝에 사형 선고를 받게 됐습니다. 국제 암네스티 관계자는 사형 선고는 엄청난 오심이다 이렇게 말을 하면서 너무 실망스럽다라고 얘기를 했습니다. 자, 마지막 헤드라인 살펴볼게요. 태국의 전직 장관의 뺑소니 소식이네요.
A former government minister in Thailand has reportedly tried to run away from a car accident he was involved in. I apologize because the chamak there on Poinan Radio should say tried to run away.
그래요.
Yeah, my mistake.
태국의 전직 장관이 교통사고를 낸 뒤 뺑소니를 시도하다가 망신을 당했습니다.
Thawi Krekhupt, former transport minister and the father of government MP Parina Krekhupt, was involved in a car crash just outside of Bangkok that injured a 16-year-old boy. So the Bangkok Post reports that police knew about this on Saturday afternoon after a car hit a motorcycle at an intersection near a canal bridge. A patrol team that was then sent to the scene to see what happened, and when they arrived, they learned that the driver had tried to escape. And that's when they found his car with Bangkok number plates. They were blocked by the rescuer's pickup truck. It was blocked by the pickup truck about 300 meters away from the scene.
네, 그렇습니다. 올해로 80세인 타웨 크라이쿱 전 태국 교통부 장관의 소식인데요. 심지어 교통부 장관이었습니다. 그런데 이렇게 이제 뺑소니 사고를 내게 된 게 이제 자신이 몰던 차가 16세의 운전자 군과 충돌을 하게 됐는데 이렇게 충돌이 있고 그다음에 구급대원들이 와서 응급처치를 하는 사이 이 전 장관이 급히 차를 몰고 현장을 벗어나려고 했는데요. 너무 급했는지 결국은 이제 근처에 있는 울타리를 들이받고 멀리 가진 못했습니다. 현장에서 붙잡혔는데요. 나중에는 이제 경찰서로 가서 이 16세 소년의 치료비와 오토바이 수리비를 모두 부담하겠다고 밝히기는 했습니다만 망신을 당했습니다. I mean, don't do it.
Yeah,
Hit and
well,
run.
he says he had no intention of trying to do it. When he ran into the motorcycle in the intersection, he thought it was dangerous to stop his car there, so that's why he pulled forward.
I see.
Then he says he went back to check on the boy. The boy said he was waiting for his mom, and then when he got back in his car, he thought the boy was in a vehicle, so he tried to follow that vehicle. So he says this is all a misunderstanding. He had no intention of trying to escape.
그렇군요. 이 전 장관은 모든 게 오해다. 나는 뭐 도망가려고 한 게 아니다라고 하기는 했습니다만 어쨌든 모양새는 이제 뺑소니의 모양새인 것 같고요. 많은 비난이 쏟아진 것만은 사실입니다. 자, 그러면 오늘 헤드라인은 그 정도로 마무리를 하고요. 퀴즈 한 번 더 알려주시죠.
The question this morning, baby related. When a baby's diaper is dirty, we usually say, I need to change the baby. This means you need to replace blank. Number 1, replace the dirty diaper with a clean one. Number 2, replace the baby with another baby. Please don't do that. Or please don't text in that answer. Or number 3, replace the baby's name. It's almost Christmas. I'll give you another clue. Don't text in that answer either.
네, 그렇습니다. 짧은 문자 50원, 긴 문자 100원의 샵 1045, 무료 반디 게시판이나 카카오톡 플러스 이용도 가능합니다. 추첨을 통해서 총 5분께 뉴욕타임즈 1개월 구독권 보내드리겠습니다.
Well, I guess we can't call him Steve anymore.
You're going to call him something else now. Let me change his name.
I've had 4,000 name changes.
Let's listen to Scott McKenzie 노래 듣고 오도록 하겠습니다. San Francisco. You're listening to Morning Special on Christmas Eve, and we have a very special message. Steve, can you read this one?
Hi, Mom and Dad. This says Mike and I. That's from my mom then, because my dad's name is Mike.
네, 스티브 선생님의 부모님이 미국에서 사연을 보내주셨습니다.
Yes, Mike and I would like to wish you and everyone on this program a very Merry Christmas. Listening to your show now, and glad to hear you liked your dad's cooking, Stephen. My mom and my sisters are the only people that call me Stephen. Love to you all, Stephen's mom and dad.
네, how lovely.
They were on the show.
Oh,
They were
when?
they were not here in this building. They were in Umyeongdong.
Umyeongdong.
Yeah, they were in the studio.
Oh, well, thank you for sending in that message.
Yeah, it's nice.
Stephen's mum and dad.
Stephen.
Merry Christmas to you.
That's how I always knew I was in trouble when I heard that voice tone. Stephen. Yeah. Yeah. Have a Merry Christmas, Mom and Dad. Of course, I will speak to you on the telephone within the next couple of days.
네, 너무 좋네요. 안혜준 님이요. 내일 스티브쌤 크리스마스 스웨터 기대할게요.
It is so ugly.
다 서양에는 이렇게 어글리 스웨터가 하나씩 있더라고요.
It's not a thing in Korea, right?
No.
The ugly Christmas sweater?
없어요. 그러니까 어글리라는 게 진짜 못생긴 이상한 게 아니라 이렇게 뭐 눈사람 그림이 있다든지 이런 평소에 입지 못하는 스웨터.
Do you remember the movie? Was it Bridget Jones's Diary?
Yeah.
Right? Colin Firth?
Darcy.
Yeah, yes, exactly, Mr. Darcy. He had the ugliest sweater. That's the point. The uglier, the more Christmassy it is.
맞아요. 크리스마스 때는 특히나 더 이렇게 옛날 스타일의 그 겨울을 알리는 스웨터를 입어야 된다는 게 또 어떤 서양의 문화인데요. 내일 선생님의 스웨터 기대하겠습니다. Well, speaking of things Christmassy, 0689님이요. 사진을 보내주셨습니다.
Oh, look at that.
It's lovely.
Nice Christmas tree.
네, 신랑이 시골에서 키운 엘사 나무, 블루 아이스라는 나무인데요. 여기에 아이들이 장식한 크리스마스 트리입니다. Merry Christmas. How nice.
We asked our listeners to do this a few weeks ago, right? Send in any Christmassy photos that you happen to take or come across. Yeah, the tree is looking good with a couple of days to go. That's a real tree,
It
too.
is. It's a real one that
Well
our
done.
listener actually, planted, I think, themselves.
Amazing.
So, yeah, well done.
Yeah, good job.
Well, thank you for those messages. Keep those coming in. And also, if you have any questions or suggestions, ask away. We have 5 New York Times 1-month subscriptions to give out in the first hour. Okay, let's take a look at our first News Focus story. 자, 첫 번째 News Focus입니다. 인도네시아 국영 가루다 인도네시아 항공 승객이 수화물 서비스 이용 중에 새장이 파손돼서 귀중한 새가 사라졌다고 분통을 터뜨렸습니다. 사라진 새는요, 오리엔탈 개똥쥐빠기라고 하는 Oriental Magpie Robin인데요. 새 주인은 1억 5천만 루피아, 우리 돈으로 1,000만 원이 넘는 가치를 가진다고 주장했습니다. Let's listen to the story.
A passenger of airline Garuda Indonesia, Randy Lesmana, said he lost a bird worth $10,718 on his flight from Jakarta to Pontianak. The bird, which was a caser, or Oriental Magpie Robin, had been placed in a cage that was checked in for his flight bound for his hometown after taking the bird to participate in a chirping competition in the capital. Randy had with him a total of 8 birds locked in 6 bird cages comprising 2 Oriental Magpie Robins, 3 white-rumped shamas, and 3 lovebirds. When he checked on the cages, Randy realized that the cage in which the Oriental Magpie Robin had been placed was damaged and empty.
Now, we didn't have to mention the name of the airline, but there was a reason for that, because Garuda apparently refers to a legendary bird. And so it sort of ties into the whole story.
A little ironic then,
Yes.
isn't it? This would be very upsetting. I mean, if you think about what this is, you check your luggage into an airline, something very valuable, and you trust that it's going to be safe when it arrives at its destination, particularly if it's a direct flight.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't know if there were 1 or 2 stops, if he had layovers, but it sounded like a direct flight. And now this very, very, very valuable bird, over $10,000 is missing.
그러게요. 1,250만 원의 가치가 있는 그런 Oriental Magpie Robin이 사라졌다고 합니다. 새 장이 이제 그 파손이 된 것으로 봐서 도난당한 것으로 그렇게 추측이 됩니다. Someone obviously knew that this was a valuable bird and I guess took it.
I guess so. Do you think Twitter is the best place to post about losing a bird? Because you tweet?
Tweet, maybe. Thank you, Steve.
Anyway, he had 6 bird cages comprising 2 Oriental magpies, 3 white rumps, shamas, and 3 lovebirds. It sounds like that Christmas song.
Oh, yeah.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The first day of Christmas. Okay, I'll ask Paul Matthews to sing that song later on.
So comprise means made up of or consist of. I'll give you an example. Morning Special is comprised of segments covering many different topics. So you can say is comprised of, or you can also say comprises. So you can say Morning Special comprises segments covering many different topics. It means the same thing. It means consists of or is made up of.
네, 무언가로 구성되다라는 뜻인데요. comprises 하고 이제 구성된 것을 뒤에 얘기할 수 있고요. 그러니까 Morning Special comprises a book segment, a music segment, and blah blah blah. 아니면
The news.
And,
I'm sitting right here. I'm right in front of you.
And our guests include Paul and, we have Bruno and we do have someone in the morning. Anyway, comprises 할 수도 있고 아니면 is comprised of로 표현할 수도 있습니다.
And when he went to check on the cages, he realized the cage was damaged and empty. So when you check on something, this is a very, very common expression. It means that you are making sure that it's okay.
Yeah.
And you can do this with many different things. Our quiz question this morning is baby related. So when you put your baby to sleep at night, what do? Maybe after 30 minutes or 1 hour, you open the door and then you check on the baby. You look and make sure the baby is okay. So you can do it with people. Or you can do it with food, for example.
Oh, yeah.
If you're cooking something in the oven, right? Maybe a lasagna, something like that. After an hour or 30 minutes, maybe you just turn on the light in the oven and take a look. Make sure everything is okay. You are checking on the food.
네, check on something 아니면 somebody 그러면은 괜찮은지 확인한다 이런 뜻입니다. 다시 한번 들어볼게요.
A passenger of airline Garuda Indonesia, Randy Lesmana, said he lost a bird worth $10,718 on his flight from Jakarta to Pontianak. The bird, which was a caser or oriental magpie robin, had been placed in a cage that was checked in for his flight bound for his hometown after taking the bird to participate in a chirping competition in the capital. Randy had with him a total of 8 birds locked in 6 bird cages comprising 2 oriental magpie robins, 3 white-rumped shamas, and 3 lovebirds. When he checked on the cages, Randy realized that the cage in which the oriental magpie robin had been placed was damaged and empty.
두 번째 뉴스 포커스입니다. 필리핀 정부와 공산방군이 연말연시에 보름간 휴전한다는데 잠정적으로 합의했습니다. 양측은 이번 휴전은 공식적인 평화 협상에 앞서 비공식적인 회담을 개최하는 데 도움이 되는 환경을 조성하려는 목적이 있다고 했습니다. Let's listen to the story.
The Philippines government and the National Democratic Front of the Philippines agreed to recommend a nationwide ceasefire starting on Monday after President Rodrigo Duterte recently hinted on the possible resumption of peace talks. The truce could lead to a positive environment for the possible resumption of peace talks between the government and the Communist Party next year. A joint statement said the ceasefires are intended to generate a positive environment conducive to the holding of informal talks preparatory to the formal meeting to resume the peace negotiations.
네, 크리스마스와 연말 연시를 맞아서 15일간 휴전을 한다는데 필리핀 정부와 공산방군이 합의했습니다.
Anytime we hear peace in the news, it's a good story,
it's a good
isn't
story,
it? And you're right, yes, Christmas time is the motivating factor, I think, or at least one of the motivating factors for these peace negotiations. So it's the right time of year to do something like this.
It really is. Now, this is a truce.
Yes, a truce. So a truce is when you are in battle or you are fighting with another person or another party, and then you decide to stop. You both decide to stop. And that's what we call a truce. Now, it could be a war. It could be something as simple. That's very serious, obviously. But it could be something as simple as your children fighting. Right? So if or boyfriend girlfriend.
Yeah.
If a boyfriend girlfriend are fighting and he's insulting her and she's insulting him and he says finally or she says finally, you know what? How about a truce? Meaning how about we both agree to stop with the insults?
아, 좋네요. 우리 잠깐 타임아웃 하는 거 어때? 이런 의미로 How about a truce? 이렇게 표현할 수 있습니다. 원래 truce는 휴전이라는 뜻이에요.
That's right. And in the statement, it said the ceasefires are intended to generate a positive environment conducive to the holding of formal talks. So, conducive to is the expression, and it means allowing an outcome to happen. That's confusing. I'll give you a sentence example. If you want to have a picnic in the park and it is raining, is the weather going to allow you to have your picnic?
No.
No. So therefore, the weather is not conducive to your picnic plans. So, what are you doing this weekend? Well, I was going to have a picnic in the park, but I decided to cancel because it's raining and that's not conducive to a picnic.
아, 약간 고급스러운 표현 같아요. It's a slightly difficult expression.
It's a 4-star expression.
네, 그렇습니다. 뭐가 되는데 이제 도움이 되게끔 하다 아니면은 되도록 하다라는 뜻이 있어요. Conducive to 뭐뭐뭐 어떤 상황이나 상태가 되는 데에 도움이 된다. 그러니까 여기서는 이제 지금 이거는 이제 비공식적인 어떤 대화가 열리는 데에 도움이 될 것으로 그렇게 보고 있습니다.
Yeah, so in the context of the article, if you have a negative environment, is that going to allow you to have positive peace talks?
No.
No. So you need a positive environment around you, and having that positive environment, that's conducive to peace talks. That will allow you to have positive peace talks.
그렇군요. 앞에 나온 positive environment가 바로 뒤에 나온 informal peace talks 아니면 resume peace negotiations와 이렇게 연결되기 위해서 이런 긍정적인 분위기가 앞으로 대화를 하는데 평화적인 대화를 하는데 도움이 될 것이다. 이런 뜻입니다.
When my mom was not home at dinner time, that was not conducive to my plans of a great dinner.
그렇군요. 다시 한번 이 소식 듣도록 하겠습니다.
The Philippines government and the National Democratic Front of the Philippines agreed to recommend a nationwide ceasefire starting on Monday after President Rodrigo Duterte recently hinted on the possible resumption of peace talks. The truce could lead to a positive environment for the possible resumption of peace talks between the government and the Communist Party next year. A joint statement said the ceasefires are intended to generate a positive environment conducive to the holding of informal talks preparatory to the formal meeting to resume the peace negotiations.
Steve, let's remind our listeners of the quiz again.
Yes, let's do that. When a baby's diaper is dirty, we usually say, I need to change the baby. This means you need to replace what? Replace, number one, their dirty diaper with a clean one. Number two, replace the baby with another baby. Or number three, replace the baby's name.
네. 짧은 문자 50원, 긴 문자 100원에 샵 1045로 보내주시고요. 반디 게시판이나 카카오톡 플러스 이용도 가능합니다. 총 5분께 추첨을 통해서 뉴욕타임스 1개월 구독권 보내드릴게요. Daddy Cool이라는 노래 듣고 와서 다음 뉴스 포커스 보도록 하겠습니다. Boney M이에요. That song just there, Boney M's Daddy Cool. Our listener Kim Jin-hee 님 says, sounds like your morning date guest, which was Danny Koo. Danny Koo.
That would be the
Danny.
Yeah, you should play that when he goes out on stage, right? I saw the clip, by the way.
Yeah, amazing guy, so full of energy.
Oh, well, I saw the clip of him. I didn't see him speaking. I saw the playing the violin.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Very charismatic.
Yeah.
Anyhow, that was not Danny Koo, although I will pass it on. That was Daddy Cool there. 자, 다음 뉴스 포커스 보도록 하겠습니다. 미국의 인기 만화가 짐 데이비스가 30여 년 동안 종이에 손으로 직접 그린 가필드의 만화 원고 11,000여 점을 경매에 내놨습니다. Let's listen to the story.
Garfield creator Jim Davis is auctioning off his spare comic strips, but not all at once. Heritage Auctions, based in Dallas, started auctioning off 2 comic strips per week in August, specifically the daily strips that appear in newspapers. They sell for around $500 to $700. Longer strips, like those from a Sunday newspaper, will be available at the auction house's bigger events and go from closer to $1,500 to $3,000. A comic grader at Heritage said strip price can depend on more character appearances or Garfield behaving in his signature way, hating Mondays, eating lasagna, and so on.
The grumpy cat that everyone loves.
I used to read that when I was a child.
Yeah?
Yeah, Garfield. It was good. Do you remember Garfield's puppy friend name?
No.
Odie.
Oh.
Which I thought was funny because it means where in Korea. In
Odie.
Korean, right? Yeah.
그러네요.
Yeah, that was his name. And Odie was cute because he always wanted to eat Garfield's food. But Garfield, even if he wasn't hungry, he would never let Odie eat his food.
It's all coming back now.
Yeah. I used to read it a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jim Davis, he's the creator of Garfield, and he is auctioning off his spare comic strips. Spare means extra. So maybe you can go to lunch with your coworker after your meeting today if you have some spare time. Spare time means extra time. Or maybe you can go do some shopping tonight and buy a gift for Sue 선생님 if you have some spare money. Extra money. Or if you look in the trunk of your car, maybe you will find an extra tire in there. And that is called a spare tire.
네, 여분이라는 뜻이에요. 그래서 spare tire, spare battery, spare time 등등등 여러 가지로 쓸 수 있는 표현이 되겠습니다. 돈이 좀 남는다. I have some spare money. 시간이 좀 남는다. I have spare time. 이렇게 쓸 수 있어요.
How about in question form? Can you spare a pen?
그렇게 쓸 수 있네요. 펜 좀 빌려줄 수 있냐? 펜 빌려줄 게 남느냐라는 뜻이에요.
Exactly. So he's auctioning off or selling these spare comic strips, but not all at once. All at once means at the same time. Okay, I'll give you some sentence examples. Don't make huge changes to your diet all at once. If you want to lose weight, right? And they say you have to do it gradually.
Yeah.
Not all at once, not all at the same time. So don't switch to a vegan diet and cut out sugar 100% and all of those things that you love, all the foods you love are now gone. No, don't do it all at once. They say it's too drastic a change.
네, 한꺼번에 뭐뭘 한다라는 뜻이죠. All at once.
If you give your allowance to your child, you might say to them, don't spend it all at once. Meaning don't spend, here's manwon. Don't spend all the manwon at the same time.
Right.
Save a little bit. Spend 1,000원 now, spend 2,500원 now, or the next time. Don't spend it all at once.
네, 그렇습니다. 가필드에 관한 뉴스 포커스까지 살펴봤습니다. Okay, now Steve, let's announce the winner to the quiz. quiz 정답 발표할게요.
Quiz question this morning, quiz answer this morning. We'll go straight to that. Replace number 1, the dirty diaper with a clean one. You don't need a new baby when they use the washroom. So number 2 is not the answer, and they don't need a new name either.
네, 그렇습니다. 우리는 기저귀 좀 갈고 올게 라고 하지만 영어로는 아기 좀 바꾸고 올게 이렇게 표현을 해요. 직역을 하자면. 근데 그게 이제 아기의 기저귀를 바꾼다는 뜻입니다. 1번이 정답이고요. Congratulations 이유미님, 4110님, 6296님, 그리고 아이디 기린그림님, 그리고 송유정님, 뉴욕타임즈 1개월 구독권 보내드리겠습니다. Now, we apparently have an incredible photo related to Steve from our listener, 아똥 임주연님.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Oh.
Look at that.
When is that, Steve?
Well, see, I mentioned that my parents were on the show in the studio back in Umyeondong.
Right.
Right? And I guess our listeners, 아동 임주연님, captured a screenshot, I guess. There's Kaylin in the studio. And there's
Great
my mom and
memory.
Deb. My mom was very nervous. She doesn't like it when I say that, but she really was.
Oh, so nice. I
No,
mean,
I'm
our
not.
listener,
No, I'm not, she said.
our listener has a great memory there. Thank you for sending that in.
I don't know when that was. Maybe 2014, somewhere around there. I don't know.
Wow.
Thank you so much for sharing that picture.
정말 감사합니다.
Yeah, I'll try and send that on to my parents. They'll really like that
Yeah,
too.
I'm sure they will. Okay, quickly, do you have an expression to go over?
Let's do conducive to just 1 or 2 more examples
Okay.
because it's a little bit confusing. I'll try to
Yeah.
make the examples as easy as possible.
Okay.
Conducive to means allow to happen. So, what allows you to go to sleep at night? Think very simply. The lights on in the room or
No,
the dark?
lights off, dark.
Darkness is conducive to sleep.
Ah, okay.
How about what is good for your happiness in terms of weather? Wintertime or summertime?
Summertime.
Yeah, so darkness or winter is not conducive to happiness.
아, 그렇게 쓸 수 있군요. 그러니까 A is conducive to B라고 하면은 A로 인해서 B가 된다 이런 건가요?
B can happen because of A,
네.
or B can't happen because of A.
네,
Yeah.
A 때문에 아니면은 그렇죠. A 때문에 아니면 A 덕분에 B가 일어날 수 있다 또는 없다가 되겠습니다. Be conducive to. All right.
It's a tough one. Maybe we'll
It
go
is.
over that on the weekend too.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Steve.
Thank you so much for having me. Everybody have a great Christmas Eve, and we'll see you on the actual Christmas Eve.
Yeah, absolutely. Can I say this? Happiness is conducive to Steve?
Or Steve is conducive to happiness.
내일 다시 물어볼게요. 문장을 제가 억지로 한번 만들어봤네요. Thank you, Steve.
See you for my ugly Christmas sweater tomorrow.
Rod Stewart의 Baby Jane 듣고 와서요. 2부에 저는 돌아오겠습니다.